Twitter on a mass layoff spree. Almost all Indian staff have been fired. After the empire fell, the new ruler executed the high rankers. And this is precisely what Elon Musk did. After acquiring Twitter, he went on a mass firing spree. And this spree includes many high-ranking officials, many of whom are Indian. Was Elon Musk firing Indians as a personal vendetta? Join us today when we give you answers to that question and more. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then please do. Let's jump into the video. After Elon Musk, the wealthiest man in the world, took control of the social media giant last month, he began an erratic round of mass layoffs that affected the company's employees globally. Those Twitter employees in India awoke on November 4th to find their access to the company's systems revoked. The downsizing, according to reports, affected almost all employees in Twitter India's marketing, communications, and technical divisions. The public policy team also suffered some effects. It was impossible to determine the precise number of Twitter India employees affected by the mass layoffs. 250 to 300 people work for the company in the nation. The business informed affected employees that they would no longer have access to Twitter's internal services, including Slack and emails, in an email sent to them in their mailboxes at roughly 4 a.m. on Friday. People still working at Twitter revealed uncertainty about their futures at the organization in conversation. The layoffs have no criterion at all, and the entire process seemed like a game of Russian roulette. One employee claimed, "It's the layoffs pretty heavy." Another person said, "Right now, I'm here, but I might not be later." A third employee reported that some workers at the company had willingly left just because the new leadership started conducting mass layoffs worldwide. Due to widespread departures of employees from the company, Twitter's crucial initiatives in India are also in limbo. For instance, the business sued the Indian government earlier this year for some of its censorship orders, claiming that doing so violated the right to free speech. The future of that legal action appears uncertain, given the departure of a significant portion of the policy team, and Musk's opinion that litigation jeopardized the company's operations in the nation. In a tweet, Elon Musk wrote, regarding Twitter's reduction in force, "Unfortunately, there's no choice when the company's losing over $4 million per day. Everyone exited was offered 3 months of severance, which is 50% more than legally required." Questions about the precise number of layoffs in India and the status of its legal action there received no response from Twitter. Legal action has already been brought against Friday's widespread layoffs in the US. "We will begin decreasing our global workforce on Friday to set Twitter on a healthy course." Twitter announced this on November 3rd in an unsigned internal message. According to reports, Musk plans to let go of nearly half of Twitter's 7,500 staff worldwide. However, these are only some of the staff reductions Musk has implemented on the social media network. When he took over the business in October, he sacked some senior employees, including Vijay Gadde, the chief legal officer, and Parag Agrawal, the CEO. Musk, who recently purchased Twitter at an exorbitant price, is under pressure to turn a profit at the company due to the widespread layoffs. He initially invested in Twitter at the cost of $33.03 per share, and when he ultimately concluded the deal, he paid $54.20 for each share, for a total of $44 billion. He sold Tesla stock worth more than $8 billion to pay for the transaction. After Musk's takeover, Twitter is no longer a publicly traded company, but will continue to answer to private equity investors. After Musk, Saudi Arabia's Prince Al-Walid bin Talal bin Abdulaziz is now Twitter's second largest investor. Changpeng Zhao, another investor, also the CEO and founder of the Bitcoin company Binance, has previously stated his support for layoffs. This layoff is not only in Twitter, it's also in many major firms. Before October, Meta employed 87,314 people. In the 18-year history of the company, the layoffs would be the first significant reduction to take place. The number of workers anticipated to be let go at Meta could be the largest compared to cuts at Twitter Inc. last week, which affected roughly half of the company's staff. Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg stated, "So that means some teams will grow considerably over the coming year, while the majority of the other teams will stay stable or decrease." During the company's third quarter earnings call in October of this year, "By the end of 2023, we hope to have remained roughly the same or even shrunk slightly from our current size." Additionally, by 2022, the company's shares had dropped by approximately 70%. Investment company Altimeter Capital emphasized the rising unhappiness among its shareholders last month by recommending that Meta reduce staff and pull back its metaverse ambitions in an open letter to Zuckerberg. This comes after IT behemoths including Apple, Netflix, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google parent Alphabet lost a total of $2.5 trillion in market value. Meta scored the most among the corporations with a market cap loss of $640 billion. David Warner, the chief financial officer of Meta, stated that the firm aims to freeze hiring severely in 2023 to save operational costs and increase operating effectiveness. As a result, the workforce is anticipated to be the same at the end of 2023 as in Q3 of 2022. Amazon, Apple, and other big IT companies, among others, are currently on a hiring freeze. Every entrepreneur seems to be considering layoffs in the face of growing inflation, the oil crisis, and reports of possible global recession. In India, more than 200 employees of Twitter were given their walking papers last week as part of a worldwide restructuring led by new CEO Elon Musk. The engineering, communications, sales, and marketing teams all experienced layoffs. Musk claimed that because the company lost more than $4 million every day, there was no other option than firing employees. Additionally, he claimed they received 3 months' worth of severance pay, which is 50% more than what was needed by law. Software and financial services business Stripe revealed last week that it was letting go of nearly 14% of its workers. Patrick and John Carlson's founders accepted full responsibility in their memo. They said that the corporation made extremely serious mistakes by being overly optimistic about expansion and failing to control cost as it expanded swiftly, which led to the layoffs. Similar circumstances were seen in India with the massive edtech company Byju's, which let go of nearly 2,500 workers, or around 5% of its 50,000 employees. The management made this choice in response to a drop in revenue. The company reported losses of about 20 times greater than the loss in 2020. Udane, another Indian e-commerce unicorn, let go of nearly 350 workers. According to a corporate representative statement, this action increased the business efficiency by decreasing redundancies and achieving profitability. The industry recently raised $120 million in funding. The list always seems to continue. For instance, in the financial industry, Chargebee, Chime, and Playo have reduced their workforces by 10%, 12%, and 15% respectively. Business sustainability, escalating operational debt, and global economic issues all play a role in the layoffs. 550 employees, or about 18% of open door staff across the functions, were also let go. This was done as a way to cut back on operating costs. Notably, the engineering and product teams were reduced, even though Twitter announced plans to grow its Bengaluru-based technical staff in India. Apoorva Dalla, a former executive at Uber, had been hired as the plan's director of engineering. One of the people laid off, a former employee, said that some contractual workers were kept on. Undoubtedly, some of the employees of the Twitter teams responsible for running this operation in India weren't stationed there. According to 3 sources, 2 retained members of the public policy team and a 4th person claimed that Twitter also kept a few sales staff members on board. Some contractors who didn't work for Twitter full-time have also been kept on. So yes, Musk has fired many people. And yes, he has a history of firing his staff when he feels their work does not meet his expectations. In the past, Elon Musk fired 12% of SpaceX staff and 10% of Tesla staff. It is yet to be seen if these mass staff reductions will affect the bottom line and help him stop the bleeding of $4 million of losses per day. What is certain is that Twitter plans to change in many ways relating to freedom of speech, charging for blue tick verification, and Application X, which we will discuss in a future video. What are your thoughts about the actions and future of Twitter? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.